Mr. Carson says that he wants to bake something special with us today. In fact, he's often directly underfoot each and every time I set up to bake. He must be harboring a secret dream to open a cat cafe or something. Hi everyone, my name is Brittany B.A. Franck. If you're new here, welcome to my Bake With Me series, a series in which I attempt to recreate every sweet treat mentioned in my debut novel, A Daisy in Lily's Valley, while chatting about the story. Now, even though the main character Emiliana is the certified baker, that doesn't mean she's the only one baking up delectable desserts throughout the novel. This particular recipe comes courtesy of her best friend Leandra, whose sudden raspberry crop has inspired her to recreate a family favorite. And because this is Leandra's recipe, I figured I might as well dress up like her too, sporting her all-time favorite flower, the sunflower. This is actually a trick I often use while writing my stories, especially when I feel stuck in a scene or unsure about what a character might do or say. I put together an outfit I think they'd love, light a candle that reminds me of their personality, or even craft a beverage inspired by the character's essence. And every time it gets me right into their headspace, ready to write the story from their perspective. And like Leandra, I'm fully leaning into our own recent raspberry harvest, pulling these raspberries straight from our front yard garden. I mentioned that this recipe is a family recipe for Leandra, but it's one she's managed to adapt for her dear friend Emiliana, who has celiac and can't eat gluten. But just because Leandra has changed the recipe, it doesn't take away any of the importance or the significance of the original passed down to her by her father. If anything, it adds a new layer to its story and helps bring Emiliana into the folds of her best friend's family. It's such a beautiful gesture, one friend welcoming another fully and completely into a sense of found family. I often say that my best friend is just like Leandra in that regard, always thinking about my needs and making sure I feel welcomed and loved in her home. Every time I visit her, she makes sure that her pantry is stuffed to the brim with snacks that I can indulge in, despite my many health ailments, and she never makes it seem as if it is a burden on her or her time. It's one of the kindest, most loving gestures I've ever received. And you know what? I think this particular recipe actually turned out better because it was gluten-free. The texture was so soft and pillow-like with that sharpness from the raspberries that really brightened everything up. I can only imagine how much the characters in my novel enjoyed this treat with a glass of wine crafted straight from Leandra's farm.